logs already. Look at it, it's glowing. Morning, Holly.
There we are, we coming.
Morning, it feels like a winter's morning. It's Baltic cold. The valley's full of fog. Right down the valley, thick fog. Get this cavy's belly full. We're shifting the combine along the road to yard 1. Look at them, hey! The fender's ready for action. Combine just needs a bit of AdBlue and then we're good to go. I need to go and get this hydraulic pipe fixed. It's off of the stone grape. Broke the other day, so I think this fitting here is leaking. I don't know if there's enough length in it. I'll need to phone Kev and check. He took it off. Because if you want to crimp a new fitting on there, you'll lose that much length in the pipe. So I don't know whether it was a tight pipe anyway or there's enough slack. Get that yoke filled up with AdBlue. We're good to go. Got the header on the Defender here. Dunk's just coming with the combine. Shifting to yard number 1. Happy days. Defender's moving well. Light work. There you go, you can see the track's working well there. It's contour the ground and that's why you don't feel any bumps up in the cab. The old crap, here's the field of wheat we're onto now. This is a wee bit of barley that was round the end rig. In the back end when we sowed the wheat, the end rig was a right mess, so we left it and sowed spring barley in it later. Header's on, trolley's off. It's about 8:30 just... Oh. It's about 8:30 just now. We'll make a start at about 10:30, so Dunk will be giving it a bit of a grease, sorting it out, ready to go. The straw bunkers worked quite well. It's not leaking anyway. Might be a wee bit annoying to clear up, but not that bad. It doesn't actually get too wet when it rains because the first few centimetres gets wet and then everything under that doesn't really actually get wet. The water kind of sits in that first few centimetres in it and runs off the sides of the heap. That's why Ukraine have still got massive stockpiles of wheat. Even though their sheds are full, there's massive big piles just lying outside that have been for a year and a half now. But it doesn't matter if they get wet because they just form a cap and then clear all the cap off and everything else is good to go. So that's why there's huge stockpiles in Ukraine still. We have an issue. Well, we've got a puncture. This is bits of reinforcement that are in the concrete outside the grain dryer. This was on the edge and it's obviously pierced. I think it's only pierced into this mould. I don't think it's all the way through. But before we take it out, take it round to the compressor. Just in case. Don't want to have a flat tyre in here, it's just more awkward. And thankfully it's not on the sidewall. And Dad managed to get it emptied. There's a load in there just to push up. I love this machine. All good. It wasn't all the way through, it was just into the moulded bit. Just checking the pressures on the mould, this is needing a bit of PSI. But we have found a nail in another tyre, so we'll get that dealt with. Right, we're plugged. You find some amount of metal in a tyre if you look hard enough. Question, on these tyres, what does 11, 7 and 3 mean? We're wiping out the strip of barley roundabout first. There'll only be 4 tonne maybe, and I'm going to dump it straight into the feed shed. It's not even dried. Then we're on to more wheat. It'll not be much. There we go, that's it. 2 or 3 tonne. More loads motoring on. I've just been on eBay buying a few bits and bobs for that machine. Purely cosmetic, not dealing with the ingrown issues that the Defender has. Dad's in with a load there. Had a wee swap with him. After we're done this harvest, I'm going to change these tyres with these ones, or swap the wheels round anyway. You can see the wear on that, it's nowhere near the wear on this one. I'm not sure why that is. speed away it turns. Maybe not sitting dead flat, maybe a wee bit up at that end so the back tyres are wearing a bit faster. We can just have a wee look at that. Gets a bit dusty when you do that. This is all tidied up. Not sure what the microphone's like on this since it got run over by the combine. Look at the sun coming in there. Wet wheat, dry wheat. We need to clear everything behind me here so we can put oats in there tomorrow. Oats are seed as well, so it needs to be proper clean. We're going to shift the output from the dryer from that chute to that chute. No, that's a corker. Because we're moving on to oats seed, combine needs a good thorough clean down, so Dunk's starting that today. He'll do the majority of it, the dustiest bits of it, and then he'll finish it off in the morning. Kev's out there baling wheat straw. That's going to be ammonia treated for the cows, although we just phoned Harborough today to make sure they had that sorted out, but they can't get ammonia. They've got a lot of customers waiting for ammonia right now. It doesn't really matter, the ammonia only needs 2 weeks to work for it to break down the wheat into digestible source for the cattle. So as long as that gets done before the cattle come in, the only issue is ideally you'd bale it a bit damp, like with a dew in the morning. That improves how much nutrition you get out of it when the ammonia is working. It works better on damp bales, but if we wrap them and leave them damp for a while, they'll go a bit off before they get treated, so we have to do them dry, which is a wee bit annoying, but they can't get the ammonia. So those bales are getting wrapped tomorrow, so we need to get them off the field tomorrow morning, get them in, get them wrapped while we're cutting oats, and need to shift wheat out the road into the big shed tomorrow. A bit of a busy one tomorrow, but that's all the wheat done and dusted. Look at it, it's glowing. Just figuring out what the issue is with the window on my Land Rover door. There's a wire down here that's goosed. I've tested it, I've held them together. I'll show you. When I put them together, it's been crimped before. It's obviously broken before. Anyway, hold that to there. Voila, working window. I do have a wee portable soldering tool, but I can't find it, so I'm just going to crimp it again. I want to get this old crimp off without cutting the wire, because I'm running out of length. Otherwise it's a much bigger job having to take it all out and put a new wire in, or a longer bit in. Oh, there you go. It's needing taped up and whatnot, but as long as it works at the moment. Let's test it. Woo! Finally. Extra aircon. Neither of these two are connected, which is fine just now, but come winter time I might want that one, the hot one. So that's another thing to look at. I'm going in before the kids. I'm doing it for Dryer's working hard. That's it, finished emptying. It's going to move to a filling cycle. Logs already. Logs for winter. Dad's going to get that first box in. He can't reach the other two, so I'll get the rest. Bags of logs and kindlers that we sell in the shop. You can tell how long we've been yapping. It's pitch black now. Here's the burners. They're on mid-flame right now. Wait a second and they'll go to high flame. There you go. Here comes Kev, he's just finished baling. Some illumination of those lights anyway. Light up the yard. Job done.